Okay, I'm not sure if it's live on Facebook yet, but hello, everybody, and welcome to Coffee Talk. Fill your cup with possibilities. And today, my friend Satu is here. Where are you right now?
Finland.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm from Finland and here
Mm,
currently.
awesome. We met in, was it Paris?
Maybe. Was
Several
it
years.
when I bought the ring from you when we first really talked?
Yeah, yeah. So that was Paris. I love Paris. Anyway,
This
oh, you're
ring.
wearing it. It was
I
so
got this
amazing
ring.
because it fit you and it was like Cinderella. It didn't fit anybody else. And you went, boop, fits, it's mine.
Yeah, it's amazing. I have it actually here on my table all the time, even if I'm not, wearing it, but it's just such a amazing energy to have around. So thank you for that.
Cool. Thank you for choosing and receiving. Um, So we are both talk to the entities facilitators and access consciousness facilitators. And how long have you been choosing these things?
Well, I took my very first class 11 years ago and
Mhm.
then been a facilitator maybe 8 years.
Mhm. Cool. Yeah. What do you feel like drew you in to choose more and more?
I first got to access after trying everything, you know? I think many of us have found our way to access in that way
Mhm.
and found that nothing else really worked. And then it worked immediately. No believing required, no anything like that. It just worked. Things got different the more I used the tools. And the more I used them, the more it opened this sense of oh, there's more. Oh, there's another thing. Or another thing. And that just kept me going because there was always something more, but not just as an nice idea, but as something that actually actualized.
Mhm. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I noticed that too. And it's interesting because over the weekend I participated in an expo and it was like a psychic fair thing. And there were people doing all kinds of interesting readings and stuff, but I just found that like some of it, they say, "Oh, this will make you this. This will make you 10 years younger and it will be permanent." And it's like okay, that is putting all of your all of your faith and trust in somebody else doing something to you, which is number one, not empowering. Number two, most likely not real or true. And
And
yeah.
And then you get blamed if it didn't work, and then you told that well, you just didn't do it correct enough, or you didn't believe enough, or it's your fault.
Mm,
Then
yeah. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm just an access slut. I
you
just
do,
I've done lots of other things and it works to the extent that it works
and
and
then
then
it
when I
doesn't.
stumbled on Access 23 years ago, like it continues to grow, it continues to change, and so do I. And it's like there's no limit to it. It's all what you choose and how you apply it.
Yeah,
So you were saying that you had some health issues?
yeah. I think it's been really interesting in the whole journey of access classes and the sessions and these tools with because I got there because I had so many issues with my body. And then when I started doing access things, it changed and I wasn't really sick and others would get flus and whatever and I didn't. I would only get sick if there was something going on with my body that required changing. And then the moment I got to the awareness of what required to change, the flu, whatever it was, it went away right away and really fast. That's
Hmm.
the thing I think many of us really like about Access. It's so fast, usually. And then in May, I got really sick and it just wouldn't go away. Like it took months to get over it and really like to take the time to be with my body and to change the things that my body was bringing to my attention to be changed, which I didn't get at first. I just really tried to get away from it and be like, let's just, like, okay, I can be in bed for 2 days and then let me get back to my life and, creating stuff. And the longer it went, I was like, oh, that is not gonna happen. Okay, so how long is this gonna take? And there was a thing after thing after thing after thing that my body was like, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. And that was quite interesting to like have to spend so much time to just be there with my body and change the things that my body wanted to change. And I think you had a bit of a similar experience recently.
Yeah, I did. And you know, I'm so grateful for all the things that I've chosen in my life that allowed me to go through that experience, the eye surgery, the healing, the not being able to do anything for months. Other people I know struggle with that so much. And some of the nurses were saying that, people don't follow the protocol and then they have to have another surgery, and it can really be detrimental. And I don't know, I've done meditation and stuff. So I was like really good with being still and being quiet and not having to have anything going on. And it was actually really nice. It was sort of like a cocoon.
Yeah.
And then using the tools and playing with the different energies. Like, did you like run energies on yourself while you were going through? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you asked them the questions and maybe you listened to some classes, but I just every single day was running energy on myself and then having other people come and contribute and run energy, and the doctors were like, "Oh my God, like you're healing so fast."
Yeah. And I think it's kind of rare to allow yourself to have that kind of space if there's something that you need to go through.
Mm-hmm.
You like many people maybe try to get like back to
Mm-hmm.
whatever their life was instead of like, oh, I've been asking for something to change. Hmm. Is this the change showing up? Just maybe different than what I was planning on? And I love the question in Access, what's right about this that I'm not getting?
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a lot of the space to relax into like, oh, there's something happening here that I don't necessarily know exactly what it is or what it is going to create, but I have asked for this, strangely, and giving myself that peace to relax into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the letting go of the trying to overcome it faster than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also like even now looking back, if if you're like, I'm not doing anything, I'm not creating anything, and you're making yourself wrong or judging any of that, it just feels really heavy. So I started looking at, well, what was I creating besides healing for my body? Because even just thinking, oh, I'm just healing my body felt really heavy. So like how much more are we actually being and contributing to maybe the earth, other people, in the universe? Like
Yeah.
what are we facilitating with the things that we are going through in our bodies that's beyond just ourselves?
Yeah. And having that space to be, not always do. There's that sense like you should be doing something all the time. And what gets created when you start being? Like, what can you be? We don't ever really are given any space to just be. At school, you're definitely not told, like, hey, just have a moment to be and enjoy it. It's constantly like, do something. Oh, and then go home and do something more, do homework, do something, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hmm.
Mm.
I think that's why, just hanging out like this, having a conversation, there's being included in it.
Yeah,
It just lets you relax and kind of drop all the normal stuff.
yeah.
Um, Yesterday I had a barsathon where we did bars all day, well, all afternoon. And it was just so nice. We were gonna put on movies, but we just had the space and the quiet, and it's just so nurturing.
Yeah. It's kind of like being in a nature. You're not really required to do anything. It's just awesome that you're being there with everything. And I think it's even more interesting, like you first have that with you where you realize, oh, I can be, I don't have to do. But then to expand that into with other people. Can you just be with other people? And I'm from Finland. We don't talk. That's like Finnish people are known for the fact that we are okay with silence and silence with each other. When you meet somebody, you don't have to talk. You don't have to constantly fill the space. You can just be with someone. But even here, like I know there's a lot of people who are not comfortable with that, but much more so than what I find in other countries. There's this constant talking and having to like fill that space with something rather than being. So it's interesting.
Wow. I must have some Finnish roots.
Yeah.
I just
And
I like that space.
yeah, you know how in a lot of places you always have to put like music in the background or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because like when I'm working from home, I a lot of times it's just quiet. I don't put on music. I just listening to the birds.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Listening to everything that is being.
Hmm. Yeah. So what have you been up to
What
recently?
have I actually have been facilitating a lot of classes recently. Just yesterday, I had a body process class, which I think is amazing because there you get to really practice being with bodies, with your body, and you don't necessarily talk at all. And that's like kind of easy here in Finland, I would say. But I have been to other body classes elsewhere in Europe or, in the world where even the facilitator has such a hard time not to talk all the time.
Hmm.
And I just think it's amazing those classes where you give that space for us as beings to be with each other, but also for the bodies to not have that constant hammering of all the like noise of words, of minds. So that's what I've been up to recently, facilitating a lot of body process classes.
That's awesome. Are you working towards the 3-day body license or just doing it
Kind of,
for fun?
yeah. I mean, I will keep track of the classes, but I'm also not really forcing it because I used to try to really like do it.
Hmm.
Didn't work out at all. When I stopped trying to do it, it started working. So I started having way more participants joining the classes after I stopped trying to do it.
I get that one. Probably 15 years ago, I was like, "Oh, I want to do that." And you have to have 6 minimum people, and I would get 5. And I was just, ah, one more person, come on, because then it wouldn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just found it interesting when I stopped trying to like do it towards this like specific target that I had decided. And then I instead started asking what our body is asking for,
Mhm.
what process would contribute the most. And like I go to different towns to do it, do these classes. And sometimes I would do the same class like 3 times in 3 different cities.
Mm.
And it would always have like 10 people. And then there'd be this one place where I'd be like, oh, well, this worked really well in these other cities, like maybe here. And then there's two people. I'm
Yeah.
like, ah, I wasn't in question. It was no longer the space for this process.
Yeah. It's so amazing how, we can do that. Oh, this
Yeah.
works, so let's do that again.
Yeah.
What question is this works, so let's do that again?
Yeah. Because in the first time, it was like, oh, I wonder what will work here.
Mm,
And, it was a question, it worked. And
yeah,
then you go into like, oh, something worked. So let me repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and never ask a question.
yeah. Uh, it's so funny how hard it is to continually stay in question.
Yeah.
How do you end a conversation quickly? By answering the question.
This is what Finnish people are known for. You ask them how are they, and they will tell you exactly how are they. And like,
Mhm.
yeah, today was a really shitty day.
Period. Done. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
know.
there's these like really short answers and it ends right there. You know, they don't
Yeah.
like talking.
I was just sending somebody a message. I'm like, oh, is your sister older or younger? How many siblings do you have? My sister is older. No other siblings. Period.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
not,
end of
what
story.
about you? Or we're close, or, something. Give me something to work with.
That person must be Finnish too.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. So, what have you been up to? Have you been facilitating classes recently again, or still?
I have created some are working, and some people aren't showing up to, as it happens. But I do have a Talk to the Entities book club, which I haven't done before,
Oh, I've
starting
never did either.
on October 1st, Wednesday, Witchy Wednesdays.
Ooh,
Yeah, and that's kind of exciting. It's free, so there's lots of people signing up for that. Um, but
how long does it go for?
the minimum you can do is 8 calls, so that's what I'm doing, 8. I thought more than that would be too much. But it's interesting when you read Shannon's book about her experiences with Talk to the Entities, like how much it opens up awareness in yourself.
Yeah,
Even repeating reading the book over and over again, I just get so much more out of it. So
yeah.
it'll be
It's
fun.
a it's really cool how she has all these stories there about different entity encounters that she'd had and how like at first she didn't even realize that it was entities. And then you see yourself there. You're like, oh, I've had a similar thing too. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
aware of entities. I remember I had that kind of experience the first time I read it. So it's a really cool book to
Mhm.
read and explore.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I knew her before Talk to the Entities was a twinkle in her eye.
Oh,
And she used to do intros, and I used to go to them. And um, it's funny how it's changed over the years. I still have the original book,
ooh, that's dark.
very different energy to it.
Yeah.
But on the back, she's wearing one of my necklaces.
Oh,
It's just cool. I
yeah.
feel like I almost feel like a mom or an aunt because I've like known her all through her growing up,
Like supported her and you're like, yes,
even
yes.
though she's like this, massive force in the universe, and like sharing all this wisdom and empowerment with people. So you know, I'm not the mom of that. No, I'm more receiving from that.
But also like you've been there. So that is amazing support for someone to have because I've also had people who've been coming to classes since I started and it is like incredible support to have that. So maybe you are more than you think you are.
Okay, I will receive that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you must have seen the possibility there if
Oh,
you
yeah.
kept going, which is actually what I wanted to ask you about, because you've obviously kept going with these tools for a long time. So, have you ever had those moments where you were like, oh, maybe I should do something else?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I stay in question with it, you know,
Yeah,
especially when things come around like the annual certifications and stuff. Um, and I'll play with, well, okay, what if I don't choose this? What will my life be like in 5, 10 years? And if I do, what will my life be like? And so far, it's always been far more expansive energetically to continue choosing. And so I don't know what that's going to look like, but I listen to it because when I indulge the alternative, everything feels so heavy and contractive and like just blah, not fun.
yeah, yeah. But that's also a cool thing about this whole, well, I would say consciousness, that it doesn't demand you to just be a follower always, but rather like ask every day or every moment there is this moment of choice. Like, does it still work for you? Do you
Mm,
still want to continue to do it? Will it contribute to you still?
yeah.
So it's also very different.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of it too is getting us to recognize what we be already and what we have been our whole lives that we tend to ignore or brush aside. And so the more I delve into this, the more it's like I'm discovering more of what I be
Yeah,
while also sharing the tools with other people.
yeah,
It's kind of cool.
yeah. There isn't really an end to how much more you can be. There's always something more that you can be. You know how some people think that it's about like solving your problems, and then you're like, well, how long can you have problems? Like, are you still solving your problems 10 years later? But it's not really about that anymore.
Yeah.
Beginning, maybe, but then you start realizing, oh, there's all these possibilities. And this just contributes to me to actualize all those possibilities that I would like to have in my life.
Yeah. And have just more ease and more lightness.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, what would you like to create next?
Huh. Hmm. That's a cool question also to look at sometimes. I haven't really asked that in a while. There's something different with my body that I'd like to have, and something different with bodies in general. Don't
Mm,
really have a super, you know, big thing about it yet.
mm, yeah,
Bodies are calling.
for sure. There's so many ways um, to facilitate that. Yeah, a lot of people are really into the sound healing thing. I'm actually thinking of maybe getting a couple of bowls, crystal bowls, and adding that into some of what I do, just because it's cool.
What else do you do besides access classes?
Well, I'm a jewelry designer.
Yeah, that one. Do you do something else?
Um, uh, I do all kinds of things, but the jewelry slash art business and the access business are my main things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe bowls.
Yeah, well, I've started adding in gemstone readings with the jewelry and like combining the energy and the stones, and it's just a really cool thing. And over the weekend I did some readings with people, and it's just such a different reading, than a tarot reading where somebody tells you something. It's like, what are you choosing, and what other energies can you bring to this, and what other awareness and what other tools to make that easier. And then um, and then I get downloads of which gemstones would contribute so they can wear them so it contributes to their bodies to go through whatever it is that they're going through.
It is really cool also to like tap into your thing with all of that because you have this very different way of perceiving it and being with it. Like it's actually because there's some people who do stuff with gemstones and it's not very energetically congruent.
Yeah.
Yours is a different thing. Yours is like, oh, okay, more. What else? And I perceive this whole universe with that. So it's really cool. It's a gift to perceive that and to receive that.
Thank you. Yeah. So who wants one?
Yeah,
Great for
exactly.
those people to come find me.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it's an interesting thing to see that we all have these different unique things that we have this connection to that we can play with and create more than others can. But then, like, if you try to be like someone else with that, that wouldn't really work. That would not.
Yeah. I think I was listening to, I can't remember what class it was, maybe a global foundation from about a year ago. And there was, I think it was a sound healer who was asking Gary a question, Gary Douglas, founder of Access. And she was saying something about doing her sessions, and she was making it all about the bowls and all about, that's the thing that's doing it and not her and her energy and what she bees with the sessions. And just listening to that conversation opened up some awareness for me about whatever it is that I be with what I do. Like putting on a necklace on somebody or that ring with you, it like creates this brighter light in the universe. It's
Yeah.
really interesting what I see and how that like turns things on or expands things. Um, and was getting that that's different. It's
Yeah.
different. Here, buy this necklace. It's not about it's not
And
about
it's,
that. It's like, is this thing is actually contributing to you. It's like a body process. It contributes to you.
yeah. And it's really funny because I was thinking about that exactly same conversation with Gary. I was like, oh,
Really?
yeah. So it's really funny that you brought that up. But exactly, because it's like it's not really the thing, it's not the stones, for example, themselves. Like sure, they have different qualities, but what you be with them, that's the magic. Because if I was doing the same thing, if I was making jewelry, it wouldn't be the same at all. Because
Mm,
it's not the outside source, it's what you uniquely bring into the world through this thing.
mm, yeah. It's like, chefs, you can use the same ingredients, but it's going to taste different
Yeah.
because you're bringing your
Yeah.
zhuzh into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Mm,
So, what is it you all do that you don't think is anything that is the secret sauce?
yeah. The thing that you have the unique connection to.
Yeah. Yeah. And acknowledging it. You don't have to tell other people, you don't have to blast it on Facebook or Instagram, but acknowledging it truly for yourself really adds that exponential possibility of it creating more.
Mm, yummy.
Hey, wow. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out for a little while.
Thank you. This was a nice evening chat for me, morning for you.
Very cool. Well, I will put contact for you in the show notes, and go check out her body classes and whatever we've got coming up. Come and play.
Yeah. And the book club. Go
And the
and
book
enjoy
club.
that. Yeah.
Witchy Wednesdays.
Love it.
All
Thank
right.
you
Well,
so
I
much
hope
for
to see
having
you
me.
somewhere in the world again.
Yeah, you too.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Bye.